How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm bearing. I'm doing the best I can for the circumstances.
Can you talk a little bit about it?
Sure, absolutely. Back in 2001, I noticed I was hacked. My brain was hacked. Back in 2001, I started hearing voices from a group of people. Basically, they sounded like scientists, like military scientists, and they started configuring a machine. I could hear them. I couldn't see them, but I could hear them, and they were configuring a machine, like dialing in a machine, and they're acting like I wasn't there. And I started praying for like an hour straight. I thought that like I was being possessed by demons or something. And basically, after that, I became very paranoid, and they started to mess with me and inject thoughts into my head and basically influence my emotions. And uh, they basically ruined my life. They influenced me into stabbing my own father in the heart like 3 or 4 times, and they set me up to go to jail. But it took them like 6 or 7 months to do it. They told me that they were the military, that they were contacting me with the top secret communication weapon, and that they said that my parents were terrorists, that they were evil, they were demonic terrorists, like Satanists, that were somehow working with like child molestation. They gave me a whole big story, and they kept on telling me this, and I didn't believe them. I said, no, that's not true. That's not true. My dad does business in Europe, so he goes back and forth. He's a television producer, so he'd go back and forth to Europe to work on television shows and write scripts and stuff. So these voices were trying to tell me that my dad was a terrorist and working in some sort of satanic business where he would videotape people and put them on the internet and sell it. And it made me paranoid. They told me that my own parents were doing this to me, and they were. Are you familiar with this technology? And
Yeah, I hear about that kind of thing. Um, can you how you figure it out in a way that you start to hear voices, right?
yes, well, um, it's been 13 years now,
Hmm.
so I am familiar with. They're trying to influence me. I can tell when it's synthetic, when it's them, as opposed to my own thoughts. I'm very, right now they send pain to different parts of my body, and they're talking to me while they're doing it.
How do you think they are actually they're sending these signals to you?
Um, I think they've got what they call a biocommunication weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a combination of several technologies all mixed in together as one. They use the electromagnetic spectrum. They also use synthetic telepathy. They use microwaves, and they use computers. And basically, they are downloading emotions that are stored on a computer into me to get whatever desired effect they want. And it's been several years now,
Have
and I've kind of adapted to it.
have you had anyone else that you know of that's been affected by this?
Oh yes, I'm in contact. Like I live here in San Diego,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in contact with about 20 to 30 other people here in this area that it's happening to as well.
And before it started, where you took, uh, they took you on a place somewhere, or and to start a programmation, or that is.
No, it's all done remotely.
All done remotely.
And so, how they tune in your brain?
Well, I've read a book about how they actually did it, and I don't know if are you familiar with Robert Duncan, the author Robert Duncan?
No.
Okay, he wrote a book called Project Soul Catcher, and in the book he explains that you can single out a person and basically like we all they can time pulses, electronic pulses that match with our brains. Our brains have pulses and generate electronical currents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're what they're doing is they are polarizing and connecting
Same
to,
frequency.
yeah, they're sending a frequency out with a certain type of timing that matches each individual so that they can connect. And they also have high powered radar that basically amplifies the neurons in your brain, and they can see what you're thinking. They have computer programs that can actually see your thoughts
Mm.
and tell what you're thinking, and they can manipulate your thoughts.
And why you think they choose you?
I was vulnerable, and I matched. I think they chose me to perform a what they call a false flag,
Mm.
because my I was vulnerable at the time, and I matched up to their specifications.
When you say vulnerable, what does that mean?
Well, I was financially not stable, okay, and I was living with my parents at the time, and I was hanging out with people that I was kind of I wasn't like heavily involved in the community. You know, I was kind of on the fringe
Mm-hmm.
of the society at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and so
You feel
that's
weak then.
yeah. I was at a weak state in my life.
So you were searching a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I was about 29 years old, and I had just graduated from umpire school in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but they did not pick me. I tried to get into the major leagues to be an umpire in professional baseball, but they didn't pick me because I was a little bit too old and a little bit too short. So I came back here to San Diego, and I started doing amateur baseball, umpiring amateur baseball, and it wasn't really what I thought, and I wasn't making the kind of money that I needed to really to support, to make it. So I was like in a crossroads, like I was seeing if I could like make enough money, and I knew that I couldn't. So I was thinking I have to like find another career,
Mm.
but I was right in the middle of a I was
Change.
right in the middle of a change in career.
Mm.
And so I was hanging out with some people, and I was partying and stuff, so I was, not, and I think I might have come up on their radar, because here in San Diego, it's very conservative, and there's a lot of military here, right next to the border.
I
We're
see.
right next to the Mexican border, so I know
But
there's a lot.
do you think they choose how to say, they choose you because they saw you and they observed you in this way and they try to tune in after, or they just try to find the frequency?
I can't honestly tell you why they chose me. I mean, they said I was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, but you managed to stab your father 4 times, and that must have taken something out of you. You know what I mean? You went to prison for that.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I did it because I was following what the voices were telling me to do, because they got me into a state. They have a program. They have scripts, and to get you to do certain things, this is all very this is a program that they have, and they've had this for a long time. So they're professional at doing whatever, what they to get the desired outcome.
You think they use you as experience experiment?
Experiment. It's possible, because this was 2001, when it happened. I know that they're doing this to a lot of people here in this area.
Jeremiah, you said you have about 20 other people in your area that you are in constant correspondence with them, yeah? That
Yes.
happened. It happened to these people around about the same time as you as well, yeah.
Everybody, it's happening to people at different times.
Is it becoming more frequent now, or is there much more? Are people be a little bit more aware about this now, or because I know there's some brain mapping technology about where they're actually using this to manipulate and decide the outcome of one's actions.
Right.
Because they map the brain for an example to certain frequencies,
Right.
and for them to be able to do this on a large scale, they must have one very, very powerful a weapon out there that can actually send a signal throughout the world. If they can do it in one space, it's just a frequency. Frequency travels.
Right.
Do you think is in San Diego a military station something?
Yes, it's a very big military station.
And you never had contact afterwards with them?
What do you mean? No, I'm in contact with them right now. I'm still hooked up
You're
to
still
it.
hooked up to it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can you send signals?
All I have to do is think, and they understand what I'm thinking. Like, I'm more like right now in a electronic prison camp. Okay, like they limit my ability to do things. Okay, like I guess their protocol is to torture people until they commit suicide or they hurt other people or they go to jail. So right now they've been torturing me for a very, very long time. And for a while, I didn't know that it was them. Like, I knew that, like, because sometimes they'll stop talking to me, they'll stop and then they'll start again, depending on what they're trying to accomplish. But now, after I got out of jail, they basically are trying to keep me on a leash. And so they make it so that I can't walk good, that I have back pains, that I can't run or jog or get healthy. They keep me like I'm an old man. Like I've got like epilepsy, and they keep me fatigued, really tired. So I'm always in bed. I can't work very much. Can only work a little bit. So it's more like I'm in a like an open air concentration camp, but it's like it's like a new form of prison.
But Jeremiah,
Yeah.
are you taking any medication from any doctors and stuff like that?
I went through all that.
No, I'm just asking because you just don't even know with medication. Maybe they're all linked up as well. You understand what I'm saying? That they're prescribing you a certain type of medication that creates this intense awareness to the voices. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I did for a while. I thought that maybe I was delusional or schizophrenic, and I actually started taking medication. I took all four, like every medication you can think of that had to do with trying to fix it, and nothing worked for me. I started off on a small dosage, worked all the way up to the highest dosage possible, and then when that didn't work, I would switch to another medication, and then I would go through that, and nothing worked. Nothing worked. So I went that route because my family and my friends, they all were like, you know what, you're delusional. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just something that medication can fix, and I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. But I knew inside my heart that it wasn't. I knew inside my heart that it was a military program,
And when it start, yeah, 2000 you start, right?
Yeah.
And do you straight up notice that something happened?
I could tell something was different about me, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
Of course, it needed time to figure out. But it didn't slow small. It starts straight up. You tune in and it's there. Or how?
Well,
The
it
voices.
basic. No, they didn't really. It started first with my body. They started doing influencing my body. Like they made me over emotional, over sexual. They
You
made
become
me
more intensified, yeah.
yeah, they intensified my
Yeah.
emotions. They did a whole routine. They spent like like a year or two getting me to like get hooked on drugs. They got me to hang out with the people that I would normally. They got me to do things that I would
Would
never
never do,
do by
yeah.
influencing my thoughts
Yeah.
Mm.
and my feelings because they have control
There's a
of
character mapping in it. They map the
right.
character, then they adjust the character to see how he responds under different frequencies. Shit.
Well, I think that they have a protocol that they use to get people to fit into what they want them to do, and it takes a while. It might take 4 or 5 years, but they can actually get a person to do things that they would never do
Mm.
by injecting thoughts
So
into
in
them. And
so in a so in a way so in a way so in a way what they can actually do is to do this on a larger scale to fill up the FEMA camps, you know, to make
yeah,
people react irrationally to support that project of theirs, you know, because this is
um,
what it's doing. It's making you do something that you don't normally do.
right. They're sending negative
See
frequencies,
frequencies, yeah.
thoughts, so that people act irrational. I think it's a little bit bigger than just FEMA camps. I think that they've been doing this for a very long time, and it benefits certain companies and certain.
Yeah,
It
certain
benefits
institutions.
yeah, it benefits prison systems. It benefits medical.
Yeah,
It benefits
the law,
psychiatry.
psychiatric lawyers,
At the
because
prisons.
and the prisons.
Right, right. It
That,
basically they're doing this on a large scale basis to people,
shit.
and they're not aware of it. And they're causing heart attacks, they're causing cancer, they're causing all kinds of things because this technology, these frequencies can change people. They can make turn you into a homosexual. They can turn you into they can increase your rate of disease. They can increase your rate of they can base the frequencies that they send to you can basically change your state of mind and your being and your
It's a
whole
new,
person.
it's a neuralic system. So
Yeah.
this is. Do you have any other people that live nearby you that would like to come on the show and tell us a little bit about their experiences, what they've been having?
Sure, I could probably manage that.
Yeah.
Probably I could get 2 or 3 people that are quality people because some of the people are not they don't understand what's happening. They know something's wrong,
Wrong, but they
but
can't put a finger on it.
yeah, everybody's at different levels of understanding what's happening to them. So like I can probably give you a couple of people that are a little bit more on top of it, that would talk to you.
Okay.
I'll ask them though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you can come on the show would be really nice, and if somebody else also would like to join or to talk about his experience, that would be very good.
Okay.
It will be tomorrow. Where are you?
I'm in Chula Vista, California.
That is what time it is there?
Right. Well, right now it's 9 a.m.
In the morning.
Yeah.
So it would be what you say? It's
It's
9 to 11, but
9 in
then
the morning.
this
Sorry.
would be 10
It's,
here.
so
Then it
that'll
would
be
be
1 o'clock there.
no,
It's 6 here now, so it's 9 there now.
and
So,
it's at 10.
so it's 9. So if we're gonna go on at 11,
9:30, you say?
No, it's 9 a.m. on the dot right
Okay.
now.
9 a.m. So we're gonna go on at 9.
10 for the time here. 9 is in London.
Okay, so it'll be 10 here. So that's in 4 hours time. So it'll be 1 o'clock over there.
2 o'clock.
1
o'clock. It'll be in 4 hours time.
1 o'clock.
1 p.m.
1
Yeah.
p.m.
All right, I'll write that down.
1 p.m. Also, if it's 2 hours, so if you want to join from the second hour, that would be 2 p.m. That would be great.
Okay, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is kind of like I don't think I could get somebody here to join me
No,
on
If
such
they have
short.
a Skype,
if they have a Skype.
Uh huh.
So also for tomorrow when you come in,
Yeah.
you need to.
you need to call this one. No. This is the guy you can call tomorrow, and you can then he will log you on straight up in the
Chat.
radio.
All right.
So you can search him on Skype.
Okay.
Now we need to expose what's going on with this, because there's a lot of things in the background that we're not aware of what is going on around the world, especially coming out of USA, because they're really, really high on manipulating the population
Yeah.
through the understanding of frequency.
Right.
That's a heavy piece, man.
I know.
And what do you think if you would did you travel since?
No, I went to prison and I've been stuck here in this city
And
for.
in the prison it stopped?
No, it continued in prison.
And where was the prison? Also near the military?
Yeah, all right here in San Diego.
Is there any towers nearby your house, like telephone towers and
There's all kinds of stuff.
You need to check out what kind of towers are in your vicinity, and also you can check. You can get this device that measures frequencies.
Yeah,
Yeah?
well, I'm going. I don't. Are you familiar with ISACT? ICAACT.org.
Send it to me on Skype, and I'll check it out.
Well, it's basically it's called International Committee Against the Abuse of Covert Technology, and I'm going on the 25th of May. I'm gonna go get scanned.
Okay.
His name's you know who Jesse Beltran is?
No.
Okay, he's a strong member of this movement, and he scans people with RF frequency scanners.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go get it documented. I'm gonna go get scanned up in Northern California on the 25th.
That's good.
So, yeah.
So we can have you on when you get your report, so you can give us the analysis of the report.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to start getting the people that are affected by this and trying to hook them up with us, so we can chat with them, so we can expose it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
What could you say what kind of range of frequency that would be?
No, you know what? I'm not a scientist or anything. All I know is that all I know it's very sophisticated. It's very sophisticated. They have control. They can do anything they want to my body.
And
you know, they
it
can
is
manipulate.
permanent?
I think it has to do with yeah, it's been permanent since it started. I haven't had a chance to travel long distances.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
That's like I'm saving up money right now. It's very hard for me to work and save money with this going on. So it's been 13 years now, and I think by the end of 2014, I'll have enough money to maybe go to like Madagascar or someplace really like on the other side of the
see
you know, see if it still affects me, you know, and that's what I'm trying to. That's what my goal is, because I've heard that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. No matter where you go, it's always attached to you, because they're using the Earth's magnetic field. So once it's attached to you, they can manipulate the magnetic field around you wherever you go.
Yeah, because you're connecting to your aura, isn't it?
Yeah, it's connected to the energy of your body.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't let on to their full capability of how they can manipulate the body.
Yeah.
One time I really angered I call them my cyber handlers. You know, I got there's always three people in my, watching me, and then they rotate, they take shifts. Like one will will leave, and then another one will come in, and they take shifts on me. And one time they got very angry at me, and they actually made my hand touch my nose. Okay, like they got so angry at me, they manipulated my hand like this to touch my nose, and just to show me that they were in control.
Because usually, what they want you to do?
Well, they want me to commit suicide. So what they do is they send pain to different parts of my body while they're talking to me, and they're saying disrespectful things to me. Like they're saying, "We want you to masturbate." Like they make comments all day long to say this, like horrible things, while they're sending pain to different parts of my body, or they're manipulating my nervous system. They're making me shake all the time. Like I got epilepsy, and it's basically they want me to commit suicide. That's their job, but they can't outright kill me, or because I guess it would it's not their protocol. Like they have to do it I guess their protocol is to make people commit suicide. I guess it's some sort of covert program that they got. I don't know. I'm not fully aware of everything, but I'm a very resourceful person when it comes to this, because I can tell you a lot of their procedures and their techniques of torture.
Wow, that's heavy load, bro. Really
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
And do you just from another perspective, do you make meditation? Do you can?
Yes. What I found the best thing for me to do is basically reverse and try to educate them about spirituality, because a lot of these people who do this are not very intelligent or spiritual, do not have spiritual intelligence, or else they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. So what I've been doing is I've been playing the Bhagavad Gita, the English version on YouTube. So what I do is I play the English version of the Bhagavad Gita on YouTube, and I do that, and I do other. I've got a playlist of very spiritual, positive things that I listen to, and I do it all day long. I listen to this all day long because it's my form of shielding. You see, because if it creates a barrier between me and them, because if I have complete silence, they're always talking, and then they step it up. They start attacking me with different thoughts, and it's like their job is to do this. And so, but when I have different, like if I'm hearing music or these other things, then it creates a barrier, and then that means that they don't have to work as hard, and also it kind of creates a wall between us.
And
So and what I do is I basically implant them with spirituality and things that are very enlightening, so that it's more like it's a mind war. This is what it is. It's a mind war, a spiritual mind war. And so in order to win, you have to be crafty. You have to be very spiritual. And what I've learned is that the more that I disconnect from the world, the more power I have. Like if I don't if I eat healthy, if I meditate, the stronger I get. If I think from my heart instead of my mind, the more stronger I am. You see what I'm saying? Because the mind will mislead. They can manipulate my mind, but they can't manipulate my heart.
Did you try mirror?
A mirror?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Imagine the mirror.
Imagine a mirror?
Yeah.
Well, philosophically, yes, but like I said, this is a technology that they have control of. So it's not like I can't keep up that thought all day long. It's like eventually I need rest, and they basically they have the technology and they're hooked up to me and they just sit back and they do this to me all day long. It's like I get paid to do this.
Do you think they are just sending out that to a couple of people all day long, or do they? You think there are some guys who just sending out this kind of shit to a couple of people, or do you think there is some people who are especially only for
Focusing
you?
on a certain group.
No, I believe that there's different levels of surveillance that the police or the military or whoever's doing this, like there's different departments and different security levels, and different like the people. Like I think I pissed them off. Like they wanted me to do something and I didn't do it, and I kept on giving them trouble, and I wouldn't. I would not be influenced by them in a certain way. So they basically the stronger I was, the more angrier they got, and they kept on making my pain more and more. See what I mean? It's hard to explain, but
No, I
think
fully,
that it's
fully
a very
understand.
big
It's amazing.
it's law. It's like I think that
It's
because
like
when you
what
go
you
to the
say.
police,
If they're doing this to you, okay, to a certain effect, right? Just imagine what they're doing it on military personnel, because it is mind manipulation to a certain degree, where they can program their troops to do certain things which they don't wish to do in the first place.
right. Well, I mean, if you go into the military, they brainwash you
They
anyways.
brainwash you, yeah,
Yeah, of course. But they also they would use it. They could use it like they put anything of pollution in them, and they give them bad food and try to use them. You know, it could also be on a certain level. It could also be that kind of technology they're using. Maybe not the same then for you, but of course they are very brainwashed and they are agreeing already with what they have to do. But what I want to ask. I want to ask something. Um, yeah, did they? Could it be possible that they took you away one time before
No,
that happened?
no, they didn't. But they might have covertly had
Projected.
people around. Do you know what gang stalking is? Do you know what gang stalking is? Have you ever heard of that?
Gang stalking.
Yeah.
Oh, I roughly know what it means when a group of people stalk one person, but I don't. You give me your point perspective.
Well, let's say like let's say I'm renting a room in a house somewhere, right? And a covert group of people are sent to basically move in next to you and harass you psychological, because they're trying to drive crazy. Okay, so they might break into your house or your room and then not take anything or move things around. And so when you come back inside your house, you notice that certain things are missing. And then they send these frequencies of paranoia inside you, so that you think that everyone's out to get you. And then, the more crazier you become, then you go out and hurt somebody and flip out, and then the police come and arrest you and take you to the insane asylum. So it's a program that they're using, and they're doing this to lots of people. It's called
people up.
Right. See, but I've already been. That's the beginning of it. I've already been through all that twice. They've done that to me. They've gang stalked me twice in the community. But now I moved in with my mom and dad, So I have a support group now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I basically adapted for survival. And so now they can't gang stalk me anymore. So now they stepped it up with their frequency attacks. Now they're torturing me on a daily basis.
Mm.
They actually disintegrated part of my spine, and I had to have surgery on my spine once, and I'm probably going to have surgery again from this because they tightened up my spine.
Mm.
If they want to, they could snap my neck with this technology if they wanted to. They could make my neck and stuff crack and pop because they do that. They do that to me just to prove a point.
And how is your relation with your parents today?
It's good now. It's good. Like at first, for the first 10 years, my parents were against me. They didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. They disrespected me. They basically fell in line with what these people's plan is. Okay, to discredit you. They want you to basically become an outcast, and that's what happened to me. So I had to be patient and work a long time and wait until have you seen the Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory Brain Invaders?
No, not this one.
Okay, you got to watch that. It just came out about 2 months ago here in America on regular cable television, and basically it's an hour program that talks about targeted individuals, and so there's things happening in the States where more and more people are becoming aware of this. And so I could show this to my family and my friends and say, hey, I'm not crazy. This is real, And so now people are starting to come around and understand it and, be more sympathetic. Whereas before, they just thought I was a piece of shit because I stabbed my dad,
Amazing, bro. We're going to talk tomorrow. We let you take a rest.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Is it okay if I make a video with that conversation?
This one right here?
Yeah.
If you want, yeah.
I can take out your video. It's no problem.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, man.
What you prefer? Only voice or with the video?
Whatever you think is better.
Of course, with the video is better, but I would fully understand if you don't want to show yourself, expose yourself more than that.
No, I have no fear anymore of anything.
That's good. Great, man. Keep up. Stay strong, man.
Yeah, just buzz us anytime you feel like it.
And mirror. I'm making a little witchy. My wife is also very witchy, so she say like with bad energy is to put the mirror so they will get it back straight up.
Right.
And the other thing is the circle. You know the circle. That is, yeah. If you if you imagine a circle around you.
Visualization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, there's another thing that can work very well for you is once you get your report on in May, is to use crystals because crystals observe frequency. You understand around your house.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Yeah, an argonite, and there's there's lots of shielding
crystals that can place it around the house that reflects bad energy.
Right. I think this technology is a little bit more advanced. That those like shielding doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
I've tried lots of things. I'll take a look at what you guys are saying, but this technology is so strong and overpowering that
I can imagine. Yeah.
We just wish that we could help you a little bit. Oh my God! But
you know what?
Another thing is if you can watch around maybe on internet and stuff to get a frequency measuring. To know when the attack's really getting strong. To look at it if something is changing.
Right.
Because if you can figure out the frequency, then you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they work with frequency, and if you can block or even protect, but you need to know the frequency.
Yeah.
So if you have it on side of you, the way you say it's like
Right,
all the time, but
time.
sometimes it's more strong. Or when you say they're getting more angry, you know, to check out what kind of frequency is around, you know. Even on the computer with the microphone, there is some free applications you can download, and they show you exactly the frequency that is in your room.
Okay.
You know, with the sensitive microphone or something, and then you see exactly what kind of frequency is around when you feel like more relaxed, or when the attack's getting more strong.
Okay.
Would maybe
Yeah.
be something to observe around, because as soon as you know the frequency they tune in, then you can do something with other instruments to block it.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just an idea. I mean,
It is
Yeah.
the way to go. Is to find out what
I'll do,
frequency, and that
you know.
that will also determine when there's a high point and when it's a low point, because they're obviously using a frequency through one way or another. That's why I say a lot of them come from towers outside, like these mobile towers and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've read up on. I've read a lot of books. I've done a lot of research on this, and basically, they're called Gwen towers. They're based, and Gwen stands for ground wave emergency network,
Okay.
and it's basically a military tower communication system built in the 50s to in case there was a nuclear war, that they would still have communication.
but you know what? I have one idea for you. The guy you maybe can contact or even meet, because he's in. I think he's in Nevada.
Uh-huh.
The guy is like the new Tesla,
Oh, really?
and he used this frequency. Like he say, he make radio station that you can transmit through the earth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Electromagnetic waves. Yeah.
exactly. But he say that he can make radio stations that you can listen in Australia with no loss of sound, of signal.
Really?
So he probably know what they are doing.
Yeah, it could be interesting for you to
I
have a
will
chat with him.
find the guy. The guy have to hide in the desert. He live in the desert.
Really?
They burn out 8 laboratories of him.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
sabotage.
he probably know exactly what they are using to do that. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So maybe he already could measure the frequency. He already or maybe if you say they make it all around the world, he probably know already which frequency they use. You know. But I
Yeah.
will check it out. The guy, we have to find him.
Okay.
They call him Tesla too. So
Tesla too. Okay. All
okay,
right.
bro. Have a
All right.
good
Take care,
relax.
man.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We
Thanks
Sure.
for
speak
sharing.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Take care.
Thanks.
Slow down.